inside. 'Cause I don't know who I am without you. All I know is that I should. And I don't know if I could stand another hand upon you. All I know is that I should. More than I could. And she who dares to stand for us too. And I won't be far from where you are, if ever you should call. You meant more to me than anyone I ever loved at all. But you taught me how to trust myself, and so I say to you, this is what I have to do. 'Cause I don't know who I am without you. All I know is that I should. And I don't know if I could stand another hand upon you. All I know is that I should. 'Cause you will love you more than I could. And she who dares to stand for us too. I used to play this one with my dad. So this one's for my dad. My dad's a musician. So he would always play and I would sing. Because I don't have all the stage fright. So see if I can handle this one. Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in the paradise that makes me think of you. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost. Like a coin that won't get tossed. Rolling home to you. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I wanna look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean not much to me, it's mean not much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past. But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Oh, now take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I wanna look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Oh man, look at my life, 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in the paradise that makes me think of you. Thank you. That's all I can handle, sorry. I'm struggling today. Okay, thank you. Do I just pull this out? So I not gonna make a loud noise. Okay. Like I think it's gonna make a loud noise. Sorry. I think these mics are around. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's Jeff. I put your nose down. Short.
Okay, let's see if short people can still
I'm like, okay, how can I navigate?
navigate. Oh, here we are. There we are. Okay, let's see. I have an idea. So we are gonna figure this out. Look at that. I can do this. Okay, wonderful. Our some people here. Some people aren't here today, so we're gonna be flexible and makeshift. So thank you for who is here today in person and on live stream. I feel very honored and very blessed to be able to be at another Vital Living gathering. Nicole and I organized Vital Living spiritual organization a few years ago, and we welcome you here every Sunday, every third Sunday of the month at 10:30. So thank you so much. Vital Living is a spiritual organization that is really here for the community and for education and for creating a vital and alive society worldwide. We started in Hawaii and we're hoping to spread it globally as much as we can. I'm Lori, and that's Nicole, and we're happy to be here today with you for this is the third Sunday. It's Father's Day, and so I feel like it's a wonderful day to share with community. And I see some fathers here, and I know that everyone has a father as well. So we're going to share more about that today. And we have two extra special guest artists here today to share with us. So I feel very excited about that as well. Usually we start with a little music. Someone playing a song that we sing all together. And I went, because I'm not like your singer usually. So I'm going to play a little drum because that's what I do. And we're going to see if we can do our little Vital Living introduction song. So everyone that knows it, please help me out. And I'm going to give you the words. It's very short and very simple. So it's opening our Sunday morning. It's share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way, mahalo, mahalo, aloha e. And what it means, the mahalo, mahalo, aloha e, is that we feel so grateful and full of humility and full of grace and full of appreciation, so much for this world and for all of you here. And we have that aloha to give love to everyone at the end. So, and vital living is really about the vital energy, the vis, the spirit of nature and the spirit within us that keeps us alive and and healthy and peaceful and connected to everyone else in the universe. It's this way of unity to connect communities no matter what spiritual beliefs you have, no matter what denomination you have. It's about something deeper and something connected to something bigger in the universe. So thank you for being here. And we're going to start, and we're going to sort of sing. So it says, I'm going to see if I can do this in a drumming way. So it's like, share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh. Got that? Maybe I'll do a little slower. Okay. Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh. One more time. Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh. Okay, one more time. Everyone, a little louder. Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh. Thank you very much. Okay, great. So just to get right into it, I'd like to introduce my very, 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 did I say so many very dearest friend. We wrote a book together in the year 2020. Is that right? That was like, no, 2000. We wrote a book together in the year 2000, like 23 years ago. And he's here today to share with you some beautiful messages about fathers and Father's Day. And he has an organization, and maybe he can tell you a little bit actually about it himself. But he's a spiritual founder of Clearbright Way. And Clearbright is another spiritual organization. Hi, welcome. Please come. So he'll tell you a little bit about it and get us right into our first Vital Living adventure. But I want to do a little short poulet before we do anything else. So if we could take a moment and take some deep breaths and close our eyes. And really ground to the Aina, to the earth, and allow ourselves to feel very present today. And again, welcome in the energies from the east, from air and from breath, and the energies and this wisdom from the south for fire and for heat, and the energies from the west for the watery emotions and where the sun sets in the evening. And then, of course, from the north, the Aina, grounding the earth, Mother Earth, and all of our ancestors and our teachers and our family and our friends who are here in spirit, for love holds no bounds, and it's here with us always, everywhere. My husband right now is in Virginia, but he is here in spirit with deep love. And so is all those who has passed before us and is with us today and is here before us. So thank you with deep gratitude and aloha, mahalo, 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 aho. 2 claps. Here's Cain.
Thank you, Lori. It's such an honor to be here. Okay, so let's start actually with a recognition of the quality of the energy that we're celebrating today, the fatherly energy, the masculine energy. I want us to tune into that in a way inside of our own body. So I'm going to invite us to do something experiential first, and then we'll talk a little bit after that. So I'm going to ask you to hold up your right hand and look at this hand and feel the power of these 5 fingers. And start to feel your feet as you look at your hand. Feel the solidity of the earth as you look at your hand. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Even flex the muscles in your feet and your calves and feel the solidity and the power of the earth underneath you. And then start to think about something that you love dearly, something that you would be willing to protect. Someone that you would be willing to protect. Something that means so much to you that you want to make sure that it's nourished and cared for. And then very slowly start to spread the fingers. Start to bring some strength into the hand. And start to slowly close the hand, bringing all the fingers together. As the fingers come together, squeeze the hand tightly. Feel the strength in the hand. Squeeze the forearm muscles, the upper arm muscles, the shoulder muscles. And again, feel your feet against the ground. Squeeze the toes. Flex the calf muscles. Feel the solidity. Looking at this now fist. And bring to mind, bring to heart mind a quality of fierceness. Let it come into your eyes. Let it come into your breathing. Let your eyes become fierce and sharp. Some imagery may come to you, so let the eyes fall closed now. And let the mind open to any feeling, imagery of the protector, of the fierce masculine, of the warrior, of the father, of the courageous, fearless one inside of all of us. Keep connected to the feeling of the fist, even if your fist starts to shake, your forearm muscles start to get tired. Keep squeezing. Keep pressing the feet down into the ground. Let the power come from the ground, from the earth, up through your body into this fist, into this focused point of the capacity to protect fearlessly. Keep squeezing that fist and continue to become aware, including the space behind you now. Imagine standing right behind you. To your right side is your father. I'll ask you for a moment to let go of the story of that human person not having a perfect capacity to love you exactly the way you needed, and just connect with him as an archetype, with an energy behind you of masculine power flowing into your body, flowing into this fist. And imagine behind him your grandfather, and behind him your great grandfather, and behind him your great great grandfather. And let your awareness imagine a long line of men standing behind you to your right, all of them holding up this fist. This fist might have inside of it a weapon to hunt, to bring food home for the family, to feed the children, to feed the people. It might have in it a weapon to protect against a wild animal or an invading tribe or someone interested in harming the family. And feel that power flowing into you from a long line of men, protectors, warriors, standing behind you to the right. I'll ask you to do this whether you have a male assigned at birth body or a female assigned at birth body. All of us have this power in us. Feel the little fatigue that's happening in your hand and in your forearm, and keep going nevertheless. Feel that power of the warrior beyond all challenges, protecting what matters, protecting what is sacred. Now, I'll ask you to continue to feel the quality of all of the fathers, grandfathers, great great grandfathers, male ancestors behind you to the right. And I'll imagine now in front of you the next generations. Some friends don't have biological children. These offspring are our actions, our children, what we leave for the world. So imagine to the right going forward, waves of impact influencing the world in such a way that what is sacred, what matters, what is important for the welfare of humanity, for the common good, is protected. And feel this radiate forward in front of you. This fist like a weapon, protecting what is sacred. And feel the behind, the past ancestors, and the forward, the future moments and the future generations linked in an unbroken chain of aliveness. Great Spirit, the animating force flowing from the ancestors through us, through this masculine channel of protecting, of providing, in such a way that all of humanity and all of life is protected and benefited. Feel this power is in you now. Bring the attention back to the feet, back to the body, back to this moment, and feel that this sacred role is in you, is in this moment. And in that way that is true to you, the masculine within, expressing protection of what is sacred, you are in attunement. Good. Keep the fist, but let it soften now so the muscles can relax. But keep a soft fist. Slowly open the eyes. Start to look down at your left hand. Turn it very slowly upward in a curved position. Can bring this fist back closer to the body now in front of the heart. So lift this left hand up. Let it be curved as if it's scooping water, fresh water, as if it's holding a fruit. Let this hand be as soft as you can make it, as gentle as you can make it. Keep looking at the hand, look at the flesh, look at the fingers, look at the roundness, look at the softness. Let your eyes become very soft, as if gazing at a baby. And start to connect with the nurturer inside of you, the quality of water. And let this hand slowly move toward your own face, toward your mouth. Let the lips soften ever so slowly, as if you have scooped up nourishment and you're bringing it to your own mouth. And let this motion repeat slowly. This is the motion of gathering. As you repeat this motion, scooping up the fresh water, scooping up the herbs, the medicine, scooping up the fruit, the nourishment, bringing it to your mouth. And again, performing that motion slowly, gently, and feel how you offer with that hand to nourish others, the children, the tribe, the world. So now let this curved hand rest and close the eyes. Feel the feet on the ground, flex the toes, engage the calf muscles a little bit. Feel that you can sense the solidity of the earth underneath you and connect with that quality of water, of femininity inside of you. And again, it doesn't matter if you have a male or female assigned at birth body. This quality is inside of all of us. Imagine standing behind you to your left is your mother, and behind her is your grandmother, and behind her to your left is your great grandmother. And again, I'll ask you, even just for a moment, to let go of aspects of the personal story with these ancestors, knowing each one did the best they could. There might be some pains in the heart for places that they were not able to love in the way that we needed, but right now, we let go of that. All we're interested in this moment is the connection of the aliveness from these female ancestors standing behind us, each one of us empowering this left arm, this left hand, so gently curved. And I'll ask the men with us today to really soften that hand, perhaps more than you ever have, as if you're holding a baby bird. Feel the gentleness, feel the capacity to nourish, to heal. And imagine this long line of female ancestors behind you, pouring into you, each one holding the power, the capacity to nourish, to nurture, to heal, to care for, to deeply understand. And feel that rushing into your body, through the left side of your body, through your left arm. Soften the left shoulder, soften the left bicep, soften the forearm, soften the hand even more. Feel this hand is holding the richness, the bounty. And feel from this hand that everyone close to you is nourished. Feel inside of yourself the desire to deeply nourish those you care for, to deeply nourish what matters. Feel from inside of you that this nourishment flows all around. And see those close to you receiving this nourishment. It can be emotional care, it could be love, it could be food, it could be music, it could be a warm and comfortable place to sleep. It could be putting some aloe on a sunburn. And see in front of you the next moment and the next generation that this nourishment, this care, this healing is flowing from the ancestors through your body into this moment, grounded here, and flows forward, touching the next generation. And it shows up in everything that you do, everything that you touch, this quality of nourishment, care, healing. Good, and then let the eyes slowly begin to open. Let these two hands float into the center space in front of you at about the level of your heart. Soften both of the shoulders. Let the thumb of the left hand unify with the side of the rest of the fingers. And now look at the two hands. So begin to squeeze the right hand again and feel that quality. The muscles tighten, the power flows into that hand. The eyes get a little bit fierce, and you can feel the quality of the protector, the warrior, the father. And then soften the eyes. Look at the left hand. Feel the left hand get soft like water, like the moon. And let these two hands ever so slowly come together. Look at the space between them with deep respect of the space. Don't just smash the space. Let the space slowly close until the two hands touch, very slowly, sensing the thickness, sensing the aliveness of the space itself. And let that front round hand soften around the fist. Let both shoulders relax. And let this unified water, fire, sun, moon come in front of your heart. And now feel, with the eyes closing, feel behind you. The ancestors are standing, fathers, paternal line behind your right shoulder, mothers, maternal line behind your left shoulder. And imagine it goes back 7 generations. That's over 500 people standing behind you. That's over 150 years of human beings that have come before you just for this moment to occur, just for this breath to come into these nostrils. Feel the power of that. And feel that all of that unifies inside of you, inside of your body, as these two inseparable forces, parts of you: the protector warrior masculine, the nurturer healer feminine. And that these two are in a deep, respectful relationship inside of your own body, inside of your own heart, inside of your own mind. And now we'll take a moment in silence. And this moment is to allow you to connect with the ways that this unity of the protector warrior and healer nurturer inside of you, how does that express in your daily life? What does that actually mean in your family space, in your work, in your relationships, to people, to plants and animals, to the land itself? Take a moment and reflect on that. Let that refresh inside of you and enliven inside of you with newfound spirit, with newfound vigor, with newfound inspiration to live in this sacred way. Good. Slowly allow the eyes to open. Slowly allow this hand position, this mudra, this seal of unity to start to dissolve and open. You might feel some fatigue in the right hand and notice that's the warrior coming back from the kill, from defending the village. If you look at your left hand, you might see some stains from picking herbs and plants. Good, letting the hands stretch open. Good. So today is Father's Day, of course. And we started by honoring the quality of masculine energy, the quality um, of the capacity to protect and the willingness to protect and defend. And it's important to remember that this quality, without something soft to protect and defend, that this quality in us, it goes into a state of disconnection, it goes into a state of losing touch with what actually matters. And I'll share a short story about this. Um, and we could call these two qualities fire and water, masculine and feminine, yin and yang, right? So there's a story where the emperor in ancient China was holding a meeting with all of the war ministers, and there was something really important that they needed to make a decision on. They had gotten information that there was going to be a big invasion in this area and that many families would potentially be killed. And they were talking about this as a military strategy. And in those times, no one was allowed to enter the chamber when the emperor was talking with the war ministers. And the punishment for entering that chamber is to be beheaded. And so they're deep in the conversation, and the door flings open, and in jumps the princess. It's you. Yeah. And of course, all of the ministers kind of, are startled and wonder what the emperor is going to do. Um, and what he actually does demonstrates why we do everything from the protector energy. What he does is he scoops up the princess and kisses her and tells her how much he loves her. And he sits her down next to him and he says, "Listen, everyone, you are the ones who've trained in military strategy. You are the ones who understand the use of weapons. You're the ones who've dedicated your entire life to protecting the people and the nation. And without the reason why we do that, it's just senseless killing. It's just senseless violence. This is the reason why the weapons are so sharp, why the arm is so strong, why the warrior has trained his entire life. It's to protect this." And this has been used as a teaching story for many years to point at the power of the yin, of what is gentle, of what is young, of what is receptive and open and vulnerable, as the reason why the father archetype and the quality of protection is so important. And so on this day, in this part of our time together, exploring the idea of the protector, I ask us to remember that and to reflect on who that princess is in our life, right? Sometimes it's our own body saying, "Hey, I'm really tired. I need to sleep." Or, "Hey, I'm hungry. I need to eat." And the protector in us needs to go, "You guys, I need to grab some food. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a good protector." Again, it's not about man or woman. This quality is inside of all of us. Sometimes it's literally about protecting what matters, like the land, like demonstrating, like making sure that we're not getting sprayed with something that's poisonous for the children. Right? It shows up in many, many different ways. For some friends, it's going to show up in business and politics and religion and healing in the family. Um, so, what I like to do when I'm teaching a class, usually in our community, we meet once a week and then we all reflect on a principle for that week and endeavor to practice that principle for 7 days to kind of lock it into our being. And if it resonates, then we do it for 49 days. And this is a very ancient numerical pattern that's used all over the world. When an ancestor dies, we think of them or perform ritual for 49 days. But when we're reflecting on something so powerful, so essential to our human life, like the fatherly archetype and the protector archetype, it can be really powerful to enliven that within us to do something specific for a set period of time. So I invite you to at least do it for a week. And if it feels resonant with you, then do it for 7 times 7. Do it for 7 weeks. And so that would just be this simple, simple ritual. And you can do it in like 1 minute if you want to make it very simple, is to take your right hand, look at it, remember this visualization of the father lying behind you and make the fist. And you can imagine that holding a spear, hunting, bringing home the animal. You can imagine that protecting. The left brain controls the right hand, is about defend, right? The right brain controls the left hand and is about feed. So one hand moves from our body away, either to kill or fling or right to protect or gather the animal to do the killing. And this one is about nurturing and healing. So to do the right hand, to do the left hand, thinking about the maternal ancestors, and then to slowly bring them together and to rest them in front of the heart and just to reflect for a moment on the maternal and paternal lines coming together into that quality. And it's very specific that the left hand is in front of the right. This is very intentional. It means that the gentleness leads. If we lead like this, our world becomes just a bunch of senseless aggression. Right? And sometimes there's so much frustration, there could be so much pain and anger that this just wants to hurt something to express the hurt. But that's not the sacred way. The sacred way is to not deny that hurt, but to let this softness come in front of it and say there's a right place, a right time for everything. Right? So protection and wisdom. This hand represents the moon. This hand represents the circle of the sun. And so we hold those two in a way, in front of the heart. So my invitation for the week would be to get to know that in your own way, right? And it could just be like I said, you spend a minute like this in the morning before your day gets going, and a minute like that before you go to bed, and feel the unity of those two inside of you. And as you do that, give some deep respect to the fathers and mothers and grandfathers behind you, and feel that what they gave you is alive right here, and that you have the power to actually shape the world the way you want it to be shaped when these two are in right relationship with each other. Good. I think that's probably enough for today. Um, I always do like to just see if there are any questions or comments about what we did, if there are any aspects of your experience that you'd like to share, or something you'd like to ask about what you did. And I do that for two reasons. One, because it's beautiful to hear some about your experience. And two, if you want to use this, and I'll use the term technology because this is actually spiritual technology that the ancestors have given us, that you have a clear understanding of that, and you feel like it's yours, and you can really receive it and then use it. And that's based on the idea of the power of confidence. If you feel confident you understand and you make it yours, it has spiritual power. And if you're not quite sure if we can clarify that, you'll that clarification will give you that spiritual power, and you can use this tool. So any questions or any um, comments that anybody would like to share about their experience, or anything about this idea of the protector archetype and the fierceness archetype? Okay, good. So we'll close there.
Thank you, Cain. And we're going to actually have a little time at the end to so share a story for each of us, to share a short story or a story about what their father actually taught them. A little story about a father, because we all have fathers in whatever capacity that is. But before that, we have another beautiful guest. And thank you, Cain, again so much, coming all from California to share such wisdom. And there'll be time at the end to also ask questions personally. So we'll have some community time as well. But now I'd like to invite Lathaniel up, and he can share about his story of his father a little, and the gift that he shared. I'll be excited.
Well, yacht she Lathaniel White in she class chitlaga no da dene tachini the betlejene de shije. So first off, I just introduced myself in my native tongue. I'm Navajo from Arizona, and by introducing myself in my native tongue, I just basically introduced you to my family. That was my lineage. So, uh, again, my name is Lathaniel White, and I was born for the Red Bottom clan, and that's my mother's clan. And I was born to the Ute clan, which is my father's clan. And the next clan is the Rust Running into the Water clan, and that's from my mom's dad's side. And my last clan is the Black Sheep clan, and that comes from my dad's father's side. So it's kind of like, by introducing myself traditionally, you get to know who I am, and by doing so, also the Ute people, or the Ute clan. It's my dad, and that's where he taught me, how to make and play Native American flutes. And so, today I'm going to be playing a song, or a few songs But the first one I'm going to play is just about a song that was inspired by my dad and kind of him teaching me, you know, how to be a man and also just how to be a good person in his life. And I was inspired by this song when I lived in Arizona. When I first came out here to Oahu, I was inspired to write this song, and I called it Oahu to Opaki. So it's kind of like my life journey. So I'll go ahead and play that for you guys, and then I'll share a few other stories afterwards. All right. Well, thank you. Um, I so today is about Father's Day, and my dad is the one who taught me how to make and play Native American flutes. He's a professional musician by trade, um, and he just had a nice performance over the Crazy Horse Memorial this past weekend, and he was there with his band, and they had a great show over there. It just shows me like how much if you put dedication into something that great things will come along. And I'm not the best native flute player, but what I do in life as a chef, I love it and I very care much about it. So for me, I create food and music, and that's a big part of my life. And that's kind of coming from the food is the nurturing part, which I learned from my mother and my grandmother, and then the flutes was from my dad and my grandparent and his dad. So it's kind of I'm a combination of both, and it's where we raise your a representation of your family and wherever you go in life. And I'm glad that I had you know such caring parents to teach me and lead me and guide me in this life. And just from that, I also wanted to share a little bit about my culture, being Navajo. So on my flute, I have a design here. It's a medicine wheel, and it's a representation of fours. And you have north, east, south, and west. The four sacred directions. Um, and also in Arizona, we have the four sacred mountains. That's our homeland is within those four sacred mountains. But the concept of four also represents, your mind, body, soul, and spirit. And you got to be in balance with all four of those, parts of your being. If you're lacking in one, you're not a complete person. You're not whole. So I mean, we all, have an understanding of, taking care of our body. Just getting enough sleep, rest, eating right. Um, we got our mind. We've got to learn. We got to exercise it. And then we have the next two. We got our soul and spirit. And when we think about those, a lot of us think of it as kind of the same thing, but they're different. Whereas our souls are connection to, you know nature, Mother Earth, and just the animals and everything around us. And then spirituality, that's our connection with our higher being, our higher authority. Whether it be the creator, Jah, Mother Earth. There's It's a sense of right and wrong, or yin and yang, and good and bad. You know, you know. So it's kind of a beautiful part, of our culture. So I'm thankful to be able to be a part of this presentation here today. Um, I'm gonna play a couple more songs for you guys, just to enjoy. And most of the songs I'm playing are my own renditions. They're all my own, you know, just writings. So I'm gonna play off of my wood flute, which I made while I was here in Hawaii. All right. Well, thank you. So, and thank you. And this flute that I made here, it's kind of also a cross of the just my life and the culture that I learned here in Hawaii. I was lucky enough to be gifted these koa wood, and I was able to make something beautiful out of it. From my culture, blending it with another culture, and it's been a great blessing to be able to just be here in Hawaii and just to be accepted by the people and community around you, and I've been lucky to be able to live here in this community now. So um, I'm just gonna play one more. For you guys. So this one's gonna be a little higher pitch. So here you guys go. Mhm. No, thank you. So, thank you. I'm glad to be able just to be part of the community and just share a little bit of my talent and share about a little bit who I am. And, I hope to be able to get to know you guys better. And you're welcome. And again, happy Father's Day and have a great day.
You can play some more later, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When we're having community kind of gathering, we'd love if Lathaniel played a little bit more. So we're going to turn to the community sharing here. And so I thought that maybe I was going to share a very short story, and then we can sort of maybe turn the chairs this way. So we'll just, have a little circle this way in a second. And people can think of a little short story. So I want to start with I feel really honored and very grateful that my father-in-law, Everett Heath, is here today in the beautiful red sweater. And I know Tunji, his son, my husband, has so many stories he's shared with me about Ev. And if he was here, he would keep going on. And he really feels very fortunate that he's able now to spend more time with his father here in Hawaii, and definitely here in spirit. But he would tell me about all these things that I thought was just amazing, like lifting a canoe, those huge canoes, and teaching him about that you can do it, and strength, and a lot of character. So he did that, and I think he was riding his lawnmower, and there's just so many different stories he would tell me about how he would just get it done, just get it done for the family. And I was going to share a really short story about my dad too. What my dad taught me, I wrote it in the newsletter, so you can read. Also, there's a great poem that Tunji shared in the newsletter about his father that he wrote. And a little story about my dad is that he was a dentist, and I wrote this in the newsletter for those of you who read it, but I'll just summarize it. He taught me about perpetual optimism. You can find the silver lining in anything pretty much that you can conjure up in life. And it really did. It has really served me well. It has served me well for many, many reasons, to be able to look at a situation and say, there was a really good silver lining for that situation, even though it didn't look very good. So that little story I shared in the newsletter was that I had braces, and he put me, because he was a dentist, so he put the braces on for 2 years, and I wore all the headgear and all that stuff, and then he took it off, and I was like so excited to have him take it off. And then he looks at me and goes, "Oh, teeth are so nice and straight now, but they're kind of just sticking out a little too far. So we'll just take out 4 teeth and put those braces back on, and you will be so happy about that later. You will be just amazed at your smile, and everyone will be so appreciative." And I was just like, there's something good about that, I guess, but something maybe not so great, that maybe they could have figured that out before, but there's something good about that. And I have been happy about my smile, and people have complimented on it. And I'm very happy that we did that, took the 4 teeth out and put it back on. But at the time, I didn't always see the silver lining. And he always saw that silver lining. And now I can really see that was a gift from my father. So I appreciate that very much. So maybe we're going to pull out some gifts here. So we're going to turn the camera that way, and we're going to start wherever we want to start and have a little story about Dad, wherever we want to go. And I'm going to just have this mic off, or just maybe point it out there or something, and then we can just share. Who wants to start?
Just take it
Yeah, we can take it.
stand, that way people can.
Yeah, if you want to talk to the mic, you want to just talk out loud. Story about Dad. Be short, okay? Go ahead. Just talk. Any story you want about your dad. Do you want me to tell my story first? Okay, I'm gonna sit down. There's my father. Hey, there's my daughter. My father taught me to be a disruptor, a revolutionary, and to fight for what I believe in. And a story that represents that about my dad is he is an ocean protector. So where we grew up in Florida, on the waterways, it was heavily polluted with just a lot of plastic. So my dad decided he wasn't going to cut his beard or his hair until he collected 1 ton of trash from the waterways with a net on his stand-up paddleboard. And he did it. 1 year? Yeah, it took me 1 year to collect 1 ton of trash from the ocean. So that's the story about my dad. Do you want to share the story about your dad? Anything? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you.
You told a nice one. Okay, let me go together. Well, I'm Carlos, Nicole's dad. And the story about my dad is that, as she's saying, I'm an ocean protector. I wouldn't be the waterman that I am today and have the passion that I have for the ocean if it wasn't for my dad. He's the one that instilled that. And yeah, he was a good man. He was always there for us, and he just wanted to share everything that he knew. And I'm really proud of him because he was like, you know, he was always there, and he always tried his best. And yeah, good man. And yeah, he taught me a lot on how to move forward. You know. So yeah, thank you, Papoli.
I brought him with me. Nice. He came to visit me. My mom and my dad came to visit us a couple months ago, and it was just the greatest experience to have them here and see my new lifestyle and all the changes I've made. talking close family, so that was nice. He's a musician and a boat captain. His stage name is Captain Mike because he's a real captain. I think I'm a spitting image of my mother, and I've got everything from her for the most part. But I got, I think, my strength and like resiliency from my father. Sense of humor, musical talent, even though it didn't really come through today. Sorry. But I think I got a lot from my father, and I'm just so grateful that I have him in my life and I can talk to him all the time. And I'm very grateful for that. Just the whole thing.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put this chair down here because it feels like it's on stage. I feel like I can sit in the chair.
Thank you. Hey everyone, my name is Art Hernandez, or Arturo, the way my mom and dad would call me. I am Nathan's dad. It's our first time on the island here, so thank you for inviting us. My story about my dad is a lot of things I remember about my dad. One of them was that he was a carpenter. He was a cabinet maker, a furniture restoration person. And I always remember him building things in the garage that were fixing things. His customers would bring him chairs, heirlooms, antiques. And he'd look at me and go, yeah, you know, it just needs a little repair here or some filling over here, or maybe a hinge that needs to be replaced. And these people would be so thankful to him that he could do this. And my dad would collect all this furniture, like in his garage, right? That's where we lived. And I remember him, I'd ask him, you know, how are you going to get all this stuff done? He goes, I don't know, I'll figure it out. So I'd watch him in the garage fixing this stuff. And, cabinetry wasn't his main thing. He was an accountant. He was a CPA in Mexico. So when he came to Mexico, when he came to California, he couldn't find an accounting job. So my godfather, who was his friend, offered to get him into a cabinet shop. And from there, that's what he learned his skill. It was always with his hands and the power tools and learning the different colors and different types of woods of what you can mix and different kind of metals that you can do. So that's what his trade was in the States. So I recall always learning from him. Not necessarily helping him with stuff, because it was kind of boring to me, but I always watched what he was doing in the garage, and I could always smell the turpentine and the lacquer. You know, I still remember that stuff that it looked like in the garage. He's got to be getting something. My mom couldn't stand, you know, she'd go in the garage and open the garage door and stuff and tear it out. The other thing that's interesting about my dad, I'm kind of like, I was almost the youngest in our family. So we grew up in a family of 8, 5 boys and 1 girl. So some of the things also that I didn't learn directly from my dad and see what he could do, but it was some of the things that he instilled in my brother. So they became really good mechanics, auto mechanics, air conditioning mechanics, electricians, and things like that. I kind of learned from them, but that also came from my dad too. He taught them that stuff, and I learned from them. I have a lot of good memories, and the story that you shared earlier, the maternal protector. You know, my mom was in Easter. She was in the restaurant. She had a lead on family while my dad worked 3 different jobs. I have a lot of good memories of my dad. So happy Father's Day, Dad. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Not my turn. Well, my dad. So happy that they're both here visiting, staying with us. I also have a lot of stories about my dad. Really similar, actually. You find those stories, those are the memories that I have also. You know, where's my dad? He's in the garage, usually under the car, or in the backyard, fixing something, fixing the screen door, working on the yard. And there was always some project he's working on. Usually to fix up the house or to help my mom, make her life easier, like, I don't know what, just making some custom fitting for the house or the bathroom or, you know, for short people really. There is no project. There's no project too big or too complicated for him. Anything, either he seemed to know how to do it or he would figure it out. He showed me how he would figure it out and buy manuals or watch videos on YouTube or ask someone. He'd get the right equipment and the right tools and just figure it out. Anything's possible. And you know, it's a really great message that he taught me is that you can do anything. Thanks.
Thank you.
My daddy had poopy butt.
Okay.
What did you say, my daddy?
Great story there.
The truth came out, huh? From the mouth of babes.
Thought about that for a while. Lighten the mood.
Share stories personally or whatever. So I thank you so much for coming. Be here next third Sunday.